In this part we will be doing some installations and configuration. So first and foremost we will connect to the internet using Wi-Fi. Raspberry Pi also has got Ethernet port, not in 0 though. So Raspberry Pi 3 and 4 models are having Ethernet port, so you can connect to the internet through Ethernet as well. So we'll connect to the internet and we'll try to access some website like YouTube and also check the sounds if it is working. And then we'll download and install a few applications like Node-RED. So some of the applications like a Thawny Python IDE and some other applications already come installed with the when we do Raspbian, but you can there are some recommended applications that you can download and install separately. So we'll do that. And lastly but not the least, we will also set up our Raspberry Pi so that we can connect to it using SSH and VNC viewer remotely, I mean from our laptop or desktop, so that we don't need to connect it to a HDMI display. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let us see how to connect our Raspberry Pi to the internet. So here you can see the double cross, that means we are not connected to any network. You can click on it, so it lists out all the available Wi-Fi connections. Okay, so I am having this, so I gotta select this and it will ask me for the password. So I put my password here. Okay, and then just click OK. So now it is now getting connected to the network, and once it get connected it will be a form blue icon. Okay, yeah, so it has now got connected there. You can see this is it says ETH0, that is Ethernet is not connected. You can connect it with Ethernet as well. Then WLAN 0 is TP-Link, and it's configured with the IP address 105. Okay, and here's the Bluetooth. You can click on it, you can turn it off or keep it on. So you're not much working on Bluetooth, so here it is. Okay, you can also like stop it, go click on it and you can just stop it. Okay, so this is it. Now let us see whether we are really connected to the net. So let us open Google Chromium browser. So this is Google Chromium because it's opening up for the first time. Let me go to YouTube because I want to see if it is opening up the internet, as well as whether it is playing sound and etc. If the installation is right, it should play sound as well. So let us wait for the video to come. Yeah, so it is getting connected to the net. Okay, so here are the videos. So let me go to Raspberry Pi and enter. So let us go to their channel. Okay, so this is it. Let us see what happens now. Opening up, you see the sound is also coming up. You can increase the volume. Yep, so this is done. Okay, so we are done with the internet setup. Now we need to do a few other things, like let me close this. So in our Raspberry Pi in our setup video, we saw that we have, if you go to programming, we have only Thawny Python IDE. So if you want to add additional programs, you can go here. We'll of course go into configuration next after this. So you can go into recommended softwares. So there are many other softwares, so it will update the package. This may take some time. There are other packages as well that other than Python. There's Scratch, there is Node-RED, so MQTT broker, so you can do those things. So let us wait for the package to load. So net connection will be required either through Ethernet port or through Wi-Fi. Yeah, so this is it. So this is the all program. You can go by you can look by category. So let me see what is available in the programming. So we already have Thony Python ID. What else is there useful? So we can, this is Scratch is very good for children to code. Okay, there is Sonic Thony Python we already have. Okay, so these are the options that you can install. So let us try this. Node-RED will be installed, and let me apply. So it will of course take some time. It will get downloaded from the internet and then got into it. So once the download is done, installation has started. This will again take some time. So now the installation is also complete. So we'll just press OK. Finding packages, please wait. Reading packages, and I believe it is done. So let me close it and let us have a look whether we have that now. Yeah, so we now have Node-RED here. Earlier we only had Thony Python ID. Okay, so with this this is how you can add additional packages. So not only from recommended software, but you can install your own software as well that are available in the internet. So these are the recommended ones. You can use them. So next important thing is Raspberry Pi configuration. So let me show this. So here's the system. So you can keep the hostname Raspberry Pi, login as user Pi. If this is ticked, then it will automatically log in as user Pi. Otherwise it will stop and ask you what user you want to log in as, like as Pi or as some other user. A login screen like this will appear if this box is not ticked in. But the thing is, this is the last tutorial that we are doing on TV. From next time onward we will be using our laptop only to connect to the Pi. So it's good to keep it ticked because then the Pi will boot up as a Pi as Pi as the default user, and it will not stop. Because if it stopped before you can access it through your laptop through VNC or SSH, you cannot provide the user ID and password. So it should directly go up to the desktop screen, and then you will be able to access it through your laptop. Okay, so keep it ticked, and then nothing much here. So this is like overscan pixel doubling, not much to do here. Then you go to interfaces. So what we'll do today, because we want to access it through laptop, so these are the two options. There is the secured shell. This is to access your command line interface, that is also called CLI, from other laptop, and we will also switch on VNC. So VNC is to just have a remote access to this Raspberry Pi. VNC server will be automatically running here, so we will need a VNC client in our laptop to access the server. Okay, so this is it. And then performance, I don't much change anything here. Localization is needed. You can go and set it is needed before you set up your Wi-Fi. Select the country, okay, and also select local. So these are the two things that is good to you should be checking. Okay, so I have only changed this interface. These two are needed, very much needed now, and I press okay. So this is about the configuration. Okay, so this is it now, and our laptop has got this 105 is our IP address, and you can see this VNC server is service mode. It has started running, so it is running with this IP address. Okay, it is connecting to my router, and this is a net translated address. So behind the router, not a public IP, but this is a local IP for you behind your router. Okay, so we'll now access our Raspberry Pi using our laptop.